What's going on, you guys? Want to bring you a video going over all the Omega structures because I know a few of you have some questions. So let's get right into the video. Starting off, we got the Omega workbench. Obviously, this would be the first thing that you craft because this is where you get all your other Omega structures. We are going to talk about the fragmenter, the cursed idol, and the imbue bench in a different video. Let's start off with our Relic. This is going to be the second structure that you should craft right away, because if your dino dies, this is where it's going to go. As long as it has a tier, they all spawn in here. So obviously we got a few rock elementals that we've I think these are the ones that we were breeding and they're trash. So definitely work on the Relic, get that done second. Next is going to be the resource collector. Now I have tamed ourselves a Delta metal snail here. So what I'm going to do is pull it up. Obviously this is where all those resource dinos that you see out in the wild, once you tame them, bring them over here to your resource collector. You're going to choose nearby resource to integrate. I'm going to check mark the snail. And then we're going to integrate the resource. It will kill them, but it will passively reproduce all these different resources, so you'll never have to worry about grinding ever again. So we got crystal, we got element for days. We have metal, obsidian, pearls, stone, and wood. So let's go ahead and integrate the snail. Boom, there he goes. He's gone, and he will now passively produce us more metal. All right, moving on to the next one, the void vacuum. The void vacuum here is going to be your bread and butter. This is probably the most important structure, if not at least the coolest structure when it comes to Arc Omega. Now, this is a pull feature. So as you go out and about and you're killing dinos and you're getting equipment and stuff like that, and you're getting your potions and whatnot, souls, you go over here, you come back to base, you just either drop everything all at once and it's going to auto sort if you have it set up correctly, or I want to keep this stuff on me, so I'm going to just go ahead and drop the gear here. Just drop all that, and then what it's going to do, if we check the void vacuum now, be mindful of all the junk I already have on here. I need to go through it. But you're going to notice that none of the unique items that we just got is in the void vacuum. And the reason for that is because if we come over here to our mannequins, they have already been sorted. So that's the next thing we're going to talk about. So make sure you have all your mannequins set up for all your early sets. Obviously, you're going to need one for every early set you got. Then I highly suggest on each one is to set your quality. We personally do it all the way up to journeyman. We don't want anything lower than that, so anything that we get that's journeyman or below, once we bring it over to the base, drop it on the ground, the void vacuum picks it up, and then it's automatically get dumped in here, which will then turn into your set fragment. So same thing for all these. They're all set for journeyman below. It does not work for the medallions, only the actual set pieces. But obviously, turns them into set fragments, so on and so forth. So like I said, I highly suggest that you put enough mannequins down for each of the early game sets. Now let's move on to the next one. So let's go over here to our unique totem. So unique totem, this is where all your unique weapons go to. You could pull these all out and then put them in the mannequin. But like I say, if you drop them, the void vacuum is going to pick them up and then instantly just going to get sorted right here in your unique totem. You can't change the mode, so we have it set for all items. You can set it for weapons only, saddles only, charms, etc. You can see here we have every single weapon type. Exclude these. Let me get rid of those out of there. I don't know why they're putting them in there. Unique medallions get put in here as well. Here's the rest of our unique items. All right, moving on. Here we have the dimensional grinder. We have, so basically you take whatever items that you don't want, you throw them down, the void vacuum will pick them up, send them to the dimensional grinder if you're in your managed items. So we have it set for, example, fishing rod, electric prod, wooden club, fabricated snipers, fab pistols, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and let's demonstrate here. So I'm going to quickly drop this. Hurry, check the grinder, and you're gonna see for a split second as the void vacuum picks up. There you go. Threw it in the grinder. Grinder already grinded it up. But you're wondering where all the resources went to? Well, that's gonna move on to our next one. It actually, I have it set in our quantum compactor. So anything that's a stackable item can go and put into the quantum compactor. So if we look at our items here, so we have hide, thatch, wood, chitin, stone, fiber, ingots, pelt, silk pearls, you name it. Anything that's stackable can get put in here. I think I had some stuff in the void vac. All right, so we come over to the compactor, and let's go ahead and throw this stuff in here. Flowers, jerky, prime meats. I don't know if the gas bells are gonna work. We're gonna test it out. Just for the fact that it's basically a DLC item that's not out at. All right, that should be everything here. So we'll go ahead and compress the items. Yeah, so figure these. So these won't work. So just ignore those. Put those back in the void vac. But everything else is now compressed. So now, whenever if you get those items and you drop them in here, the void vac will pick them up, instantly throw them in your quantum compactor, and they will automatically get compressed down. And then as you see, they're now in here. There's a rare flowers, fish, giga, anything else that we had in the void vacuum will automatically get tossed in here as well. Like so, we talked about the soul compressor. This is where all your souls are gonna go. Obviously, I got some souls on me, so we'll go ahead and just toss them in here. Ignore that. We'll actually toss that out. They'll get thrown back on that mannequin we talked about. And there's different types. So you got the variant souls, you got paragon souls, boss souls, master souls. So say we need to pull out a paragon soul for, actually we got our mammoths right here. Let's do a different one. Let's do what kind of one? So trike, for example. So we want to pull out our trike paragons. So we go ahead and pull that out. We got our trike paragons. We want to give it to our trike. If we need to, we can say, I'm not going to do this because we don't have a trike ready. But if we go over here to our soul grinder, this is where obviously you're going to upgrade your dinos. I talked about it in our previous video. But for those who have not watched that video yet, so say you have a gamma trike and you want to move it on to beta. So you put it in here as long as you got the essence for it, and then you find the correct one. So we're going from the beta tier token here. As you can see, feed this to your dino to increase its tier from gamma to beta. So you select that and then feed that to your dino, and then boom, you got yourself a beta dino. Like I said, we're not going to do that for now because I don't have one ready. So let's go ahead and toss that back in there. Let's compress all this down, clean that up, and there we go. Alright, let's move it on to our dimensional dumpster. So this here is basically, as it says, anything that gets tossed in the void vac and it's something that you want to be destroyed, if you have it in your managed items. So we have like bow, specimen implants, cloth items, raw salt, and stuff like that. All those Rockwell recipes that you constantly pick up, as long as you toss them in here and add them to the group, they will automatically, once the void vacuum sorts them through, they'll get tossed in here and get destroyed. So you don't have to worry about those. Dimensional storage, this here has a slot of 1,000, but it works as those who do not stack. So obviously these are DLC items, that's why those don't work. Same with the element dust. This is crystal poop, so for whatever reason it does not fit in the quantum storage. So if you drop charms, they'll automatically get put in here. So say I toss them out real fast, I'm dropping them. Void vacuum should pick them up and throw them right back in here, because if we go to our managed items, we have it set for magic charms. Next, let's talk about the soul furnace. Now, the soul furnace here is where you're going to craft either metal, your prime meats, your jerky. You can also make your veggie cakes extremely fast. Highly recommend that you get the soul furnace intensifier. This basically pretty much makes it instant. I have talked about this in a previous video over the 10 best mods used with the Arc Omega. But you come over here to your soul grinder, and this is where the structure upgrades. Here you can find the soul furnace intensifier, and then also the blue star. That is for your crop plots. Instead of giving a 300% greenhouse effect, this will actually double it to 600. Another thing we can talk about is the gene splicer. This here isn't currently implemented in the game, but this is where you're going to be able to breed your uniques, and then also you're going to be able to make hybrids once that becomes available. But like I said, that is not in the game, so I would not worry about that currently. Next on our list, we have the egg collector and the kibble machine. Obviously, the egg collector here is where all your dinos that you've tamed, the females, you can go ahead and, if I actually had any females around, you integrate them, the name would pop up here, and then you would actually integrate and destroy them, and then you wouldn't have to worry about egg layers anymore. They will passively lay eggs for you. As you can see, we have all the tiers set up ready to go. We're finished from basic all the way to elite. And then here's your kibble machine. Obviously, here's where you make all your kibble from basic all the way up to elite. Pretty self-explanatory. Now let's move on to the boss beacon. Alright, here we are at our boss beacons and our gauntlets and our altar. We are in a giant cryopod that's from Hyper's Arenas. This allows us to do our boss fights and not have to worry about other dinos spawning in. Currently, we have the arena set too low, so some dinos are spawning in, so that's not a big deal. We'll clear those out beforehand. But here's the boss beacon. This is what you start off by using. I don't have any souls on me because obviously you saw I put them all up. But you place your souls in, either starting off with 10 at the lowest, up to 99 if you want to have a chance to spawn in a tameable dino. 99 is the highest you can go. If you put in 100, that will actually summon a boss. The higher amount of souls you put in there, the higher chance you get for higher tiers of dinos. If you have any of those variant souls, which I don't have currently on, I should have brought them over, you can add them to the trophy. That will guarantee you to have the variant to spawn in. The gauntlet here, it's not our gauntlet. Gauntlet's on their side. This gauntlet here, we actually have some gauntlets. So you go ahead and we got our raid souls put in here. So if you choose a type, choose raid soul, choose the boss tier. We can choose which boss we want to spawn in. A good way to farm bosses is using the gauntlets. And then obviously the new one here is the boss altar. What you do is you're going to throw in all your masters, all 6 masters of that group, and then you'll summon in that group master. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me on this video. Like I said, we're going to talk about the fragmenter, the imbue bench, and the cursed idol in the next video. So stay tuned. I'll catch you guys on the next one.